Hey, in this video you're going to need something extra special.
Can you see it?
A chair. And if you're new to Roman to yoga, welcome. I'm Casey. Find a comfortable seat. Place your feet hip-width distance apart. Draw your low belly in and up. Round your shoulders down and back. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, lower your arms down. Set this movement into motion at your own breath's pace. Notice that your back isn't forcing its way into a back bend. If that's the case, you don't have to lift your arms completely up and overhead. Next time your arms lift, clasp them and take a full upper body stretch. If it's uncomfortable, feel free to grab onto your elbows. Lower your left arm down, take your gaze to the right. Lower your right arm down and take your gaze to the left. Set this movement into motion, one breath with one movement. I invite you to set an intention during today's yoga sequence. It can be a word or phrase, whatever first comes to your mind. Don't overthink it. Lower the arms down and roll your shoulders out a couple of times. Circle your neck in one direction. Close your eyes. Go slow. Circle your head in the opposite direction. Breathe in and breathe out. Return to center. Step your feet math-width distance. Place your hand on your hips. Lower your knees to the right. Take your gaze to the left. Lower your knees to the left and take your gaze to the right. Take a seated windshield wipe a couple of times. Find stillness. Find that comfortable seat. Set your feet hip-width distance apart. Pick up your right ankle and place it just above your left knee. If your right knee is up pretty high, that's all right. Circle your foot out in one direction. Breathe in, breathe out. Circle your foot in the opposite direction. Notice that you're sitting up tall and not hunched over. We do that enough at our desks. Flex and point your foot. Find stillness. Find a comfortable position for your hands and hip hinge forward. Exhale, lower down, slow. Inhale, lift up. If you feel like you're falling off your chair, either sit back a little bit closer to the chair's back or clasp on to the bottom of your chair, whatever feels comfortable to you. Next time you fold forward, find stillness. See how far you can come forward without rounding your back. Draw your low belly in and up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Soften the muscles in your face. Create space between the top and bottom rows of teeth. Can you touch your hands all the way to the ground? Find your personal edge. Visualize that right knee is coming closer towards the ground. Breathe in. Breathe out. Wiggle out your toes. Sit up tall. Release the posture. Gently shake out the legs a couple of times, and then pick up your left ankle and place it just above your right knee. Circle your foot out in one direction. Circle your foot in the opposite direction. Sit up tall. Point and flex your foot a couple of times. Be in the present moment. Find stillness. Take the modification of your arms as you choose, and then hip hinge forward and return to a tall, long spine. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. One breath with one movement. Know that it's perfectly okay if one side is a little bit tighter than the other. Our bodies are not perfectly symmetrical. Next time you hip hinge forward, find stillness. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Draw your navel towards your spine. Soften the muscles in your face. Can your hands touch the floor? If not, rest them on the chair behind you. This is your practice. We're focused on alignment, not aesthetics. Breathe in, breathe out. Can you come a little bit closer? Find your personal edge. Release the posture. Lower the foot down. Circle out your shoulders. Stand up and face yourself towards your chair. Your feet should be hip width distance apart. Pick up your right foot and place it on the chair. Bend and straighten your knee. Go slow. I don't want you falling over, trying to impress me. I can't see you. Remember, it's just you and your yoga practice. Inhale and exhale. Next time the knee bends, pause. Plant your right foot firmly into your chair. Notice the stretch in your left hip flexor. Draw your low belly in and up. Release the posture. Extend the right leg long and turn out your ankle from left to right a couple of times. Find stillness and then hip hinge forward. Place your hands on your hips. Draw your low belly in and up, lower down and lift up. Go slow. No need to race through this posture. Next time you hip hinge forward, pause. If you have good balance, close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Notice if anything comes up. Release the posture. Walk out the feet just a bit. Place your right foot back onto the chair and then walk over to the left edge of the chair and take your foot all the way to the right and then hip hinge forward. So it's similar to the posture we did, except your hip is open. So do you notice the difference in the stretch when you open up your hip? Exhale, lower down. Find stillness. Grab opposite shoulders if you want a little bit more. Keep your right ankle flexed. Focus on the present moment. Can you go a little bit farther? Flex your ankle just a little bit more. Release the posture. Walk over towards the right edge of your chair. Place your foot on the left side and feel the stretch in your IT band. You know the movement by now. Hip hinge forward. Draw your low belly in and up. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. I know you're just dying to round your back and touch your knee towards your toes, but give me a flat spine. I know you have it in you. Next time you lower down, find stillness. Keep your ankle flexed. Don't hunch that back like I am on the screen. That's why you don't want to look like your neighbor, because your neighbor isn't always doing the posture correctly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release the pose. Take a Tai Chi twist by just shaking out the arms, shaking out the hips, bringing a little bit of movement to your body. Walk out the feet, and then come to the center. Pick up your left foot and bend and straighten your left knee. Keep your hands on your hips. One breath with one movement. Draw your awareness in. If you set an intention at the beginning of today's yoga sequence, I invite you to come back to it. Next time the knee bends, pause. Firmly plant all four corners of the left foot into the chair. Remember to breathe. Extend your left leg long. Clasp opposite shoulders and hip hinge forward. Do you have a more flexible side? At this time, acknowledge which side is more flexible and then let it be. It is what it is. Next time you hinge forward, find stillness. If you're feeling a little bit fancy today, feel free to make your hands onto the chair. Find your personal edge. Do your best. You're already here. You might as well do it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Flex your left ankle. Come a little bit further. Release the posture. Take a second just to walk in place. And then pick up your left foot. Gently rock your ankle from left to right a couple of times and move it towards the left edge of your chair. Adjust your body as needed. Clasp your hands onto your elbows and then hip hinge forward and straighten out your spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Next time you fold forward, find stillness. Perhaps you're thinking about what you're going to do later today. I invite you to come back to the present moment, because all you have is right here and right now. Breathe in, breathe out. Lower your foot down. Make your way towards the opposite end of your mat. Take your left foot and place it towards the right edge of your chair. Clasp on to your elbows. If you haven't switched the clasp, do so at this time, even if it feels a little bit awkward, and lift and lower. Feel the stretch in your IT band. Next time you bend forward, find stillness. Keep your core tight, tucked, and engaged. Soften the muscles in your face. Flex your left ankle. Bring it a little bit closer. Find your personal best. Commend yourself for showing up today. The hardest part is getting started, and you're here. You're making time for you. Release the posture, separate the feet, take a brief Tai Chi twist. Come behind your chair, adjust your space as needed. Feet hip width distance apart. Place your hands on the chair for added support. Place a bend in your left foot and clasp your left hand on that left foot. Draw your navel towards your spine. Roll your shoulders down and back. Take your gaze forward. Close your eyes. If you want to work on your balance today, take your right arm and lift it to frame your ear. But if not, just keep your hand on the chair. Lower the foot down, step back a little bit farther, and pick up your left ankle and place it just above the right knee. Envision pressing your left ankle, envision pressing your left knee towards the back of the room. Keep your low belly drawn in and up. Visualize that knee going a little bit farther behind you, even if it's just a millimeter. Bend your right knee just a bit and straighten it out. Bend and straighten a couple of times. Notice how this intensifies the stretch. You've already been here before, at first on your chair and now standing. Release the pose. Walk out the feet. Place a bend in your right knee. Clasp on to your right foot. Draw your low belly in and up. And if you want some additional balance today, at this time, release your left hand from the chair and lift the hand up overhead to frame the ear. But if you feel comfortable, just keep that left hand right where it's at. Lower your right foot down. Place the right ankle just above your left knee. Keep your hands on the chair and visualize that right knee going towards the back of the room. If you want a little bit more balance, you can place your hands on your hips or at heart center. But if not, just keep them rested on the chair. Remember, the chair is just there to spot you, not to hunch over, not to place all your weight in. Just a little bit of added support. Breathe in. Breathe out. Place a bend in your left knee. Intensify the stretch. You can bend and straighten the knee a couple of times, but if it feels good for you, keep that bend in the knee. Release the posture. Drag the chair towards the back of your mat. Walk in front of the chair. Stand in front of it. Take your left leg and place the top of the left foot behind the chair. Hop into a comfortable position. Don't fall. Place your hands on your hips. Find your edge. Draw your core tight. Roll your shoulders up and back. Close your eyes. Feel the stretch. Can you go a little bit farther? Bend and straighten your right knee a couple of times. Breathe in. Face me. Flex your ankle. Bend and straighten your standing knee. If you need to hop a little bit closer to the top of your mat because you want to intensify the stretch, do so at this time. You can also bring the standing foot closer to the chair. Find your comfortable position. Bend into that standing knee. Feel the stretch in your inner thigh. Does anything come up for you? Breathe in. Breathe out. Release the posture. Take a Tai Chi twist. Stand in front of your chair. Take your right foot and place the top of your right foot onto the chair. Find the distance that you need to be from the prop. Bend and straighten your left leg a couple of times. Keep your hands on your hips. Feel the stretch in your hip flexor. Now, flex your ankle, pivot your body, place your hands on your hips, bend and straighten the standing foot, which is your left foot, and feel the stretch in your right thigh. Remember, you can always hop a little bit farther away to intensify or come a little bit closer to not go so deep. I invite you to bend the knee at this time. Keep your right ankle flexed. Come down a little bit further. Intensify your stretch. Do your personal best. You're already here. Straighten the standing leg. Move the chair towards the back of the mat. Lay down on the floor. Place both feet up onto the chair. Flex your ankles. Extend your legs long. Place a bend in your elbows. Then come up onto your hands. And feel the stretch in the back of your legs. Again, flex your ankles. Keep a micro bend in your knees. Now come just a little bit forward. Hip hinge forward and then come back to your tall, straight spine. Next time you come forward, find stillness. Don't lock out your legs. Keep that tiny bend in those knees. Flex those ankles. Draw your toes just a little bit closer to you. Come on, a little bit more. Find your edge. Release. Breathe in. Breathe out. Change your hand position, fingertips to face the top of your mat. How does it feel to change the hands? I invite you to come back for the last time of the words of your intention. Release the posture. Step your feet to the wide edge of the mat. Lower your knees to the left. Take your gaze to the right. Lower your knees to the right. Take your gaze to the left. Just a couple seated windshield wipes. Then make your way to a comfortable seated position. Draw your hands to heart center and always commend yourself for making time for you.
Hopefully you could hear me.